Yo guys, it's Matt, coach of the Austrian Arcanis, and welcome to our first week of the ATBA Season 14 against our good old friend and rival Rio, coach of the Jalisco Luchas. I think before Season 13, like the last season we had, I've never been able to beat Rio, but last season with my MVP Pestiodon I was able to iron defense, body press, kind of stall him out, as his only way of beating this terror fighting Bastiodon was actually not a threat, as it was Sylveon with Hyper Voice and my Bastiodon had the soundproof ability. So yeah, that was quite something for me. It was quite a funny game. I probably think it would have gotten a lot of clicks if I was able to upload it on YouTube, because you've never seen a Bastiodon winning a game or being an MVP. But nevertheless, this is now Season 14. His team consists of a lot of ancient Paradox Pokémon, like Streamtail, Walking Rage, Sandy Shocks, Gouching Fire, Slytherin, and Brute Bonnet. Then in addition he has Venusaur, Everlord Hisui, Bastiodon, yes, he now has the Bastiodon that I beat him last season with, and of course to make his whole team work, Torkoal. His Terra captains are Brute Bonnet, Bastiodon and Everlord Hisui. Let me just check again what his Terra types are. For Bastiodon it's Steel, Fighting and Ghost. For Everlord Hisui it's Rock, Fighting and Flying. And for Brute Bonnet it's Dark, Fire and Fairy. Our team consists of Great Tusk, Empoleon, Talonflame, Arboliver with the Terra types Fairy, Grass and Ghost, Carbink with the Terra types Fairy, Water and Fighting, Slowking Galar, Curem, Galvantula, Pastulegion, both forms, and Bishop with the Terra types Dark, Flying and Fire. Yeah, I don't know how I got this team. It's, I think, one of the best drafts I've ever had, and I'm really looking forward to use it. But anyway, speaking of the matchup, what I did notice is that, first of all, he has a team with 6 mons that have the ability photosynthesis, so he's basically committing to a Sun team and probably will run Sun against me. Then besides this photosynthesis mon, he also has a Cloverful Venusaur, which also is basically just abusing Sun. And then to top it all off, he has 2 really strong defensive mons in Everlord Hisui and Bastiodon, which I think only one of them he will bring, and I'm honestly tending more towards Bastiodon, although Everlord has a better matchup, just because last season, as I said, I brought Bastiodon against him with the nickname Old as AML, and he found it really hilarious, so I'm really thinking he will just bring Bastiodon in this matchup for them beams. What am I expecting? I'm expecting, of course, the Torkoal with the Sun, also Gouching Fire, Sandy Shocks, although it kinda struggles against Curem and Great Tusk, but it still is a good matchup against everything else in my opinion. Then I think Walking Rage will come, Streamtail will come as a great check to Curem and Great Tusk, my 2 most expensive and most likely to bring every week mons, and Streamtail as a fairy type just is a good check to them. Then what am I expecting else? I guess either Venusaur or Brute Bonnet. If he doesn't bring either Everlord or Bastiodon, then Brute Bonnet is probably his brain. If he brings one of the other 2, then I think Venusaur, although Venusaur really struggles against Slowking Galar if he's not running something like Sleep Powder, Dwarf, and then probably Earthquake Sludge Bomb, but then he has issues with the coverage against everything else. So like, I like the matchup, But I don't like that he's abusing the sun as his team suggests. Which brings me to my team and the sets that I'm bringing. 1 second, here we are. I'm leading this game. It doesn't matter who he brings or what he leads with. I always lead with cloaking. Especially defensive nearly max with the moves Sludge Bomb, Future Sight, Taunt and Chilly Reception. Taunt is here to stop potential turn 1 stealth rods from Everlarge, Bastiodon or Torkoal. With the speed investment, I should outspeed all of those mons that are trying to speed creep and Arboliver. Fun fact, it also just barely outspeeds a Torkoal that is a +1 speed with Rapid Spin. The game plan is if he leads with one of those 3 mons that can set up stealth rods, I taunt them to deny them. Depending on if he brings Sandy Shards and or Bastiodon, I'll free to click Sludge Bomb whenever Slowking is on the field. If he does indeed bring them, I'm probably more supporting the team with Chilly Reception and deny the setup of the sun and all this booster photosynthesis boosts or booster energy boost or something like that. Slowking will most likely be, based on my mods and on the prep, my MVP in this game, just because he has difficulties breaking through this thing. His main ways of dealing with it are Gouching Fire, Sandy Shots kinda, but they could hit quite well even at the +1 special attack. And I think that's it. Brute Bonnet is a threat, but I have checks to all of those mons, like for example my Sandy Shots check and potential reverse sweeper Great Tusk. Great Tusk is running nearly full speed, just so he has a booster energy speed boost, which also gives him a speed boost if Rio has the sun up, to potentially outspeed some special attack or attack boosted Paradox mons. Then this Great Tusk is running Earthquake, Close Combat, Sand Headbutt and Rapid Spin. I'm still not sure if I'm actually gonna bring Sand Headbutt until the final moment of the game. Maybe I'm switching it something to a steel type moves like Heavy Slam, but we will see. The moves are most likely just here to Rapid Spin away the Stealth Rods or any other hazards that he sets up, then be at +2 speed and break as much as possible, hopefully. He will have struggle, Great Dust will have struggles against Bastiodon and or Everlarge, but besides that I think I can cleanly two-shot everything. And I also take with this special defense investment a lot of hits from Gouching Fire and Sandy Shots shouldn't two-hit KO me, like uninvested full special, full special special attack invested, but not photosynthesis boosted earth power does not two-hit KO me 99 or 96% of the time, so that's a risk I'm gonna take. And also just Great Dust is so bulky on the physical side that with this special defense investment I think it's the most optimal set to bring. Next, to capitalize on his slower mons, because Kyurem basically outspeeds everything except for Streamtail and Walking Rage. With the speed investment I speed trip max speed Gouching Fire, hopefully it doesn't bring a speed boost energy, but that the damage output is not here, so I should be fine. This Kyurem with your choice specs basically is here to break every defensive mon that I come across when I'm able to switch in Kyurem. Flash Cannon cleanly two shots, put Bonnet if he's a Terra Fairy set, which I expect. Freeze Strike to hit KOs basically everything else. Flash Cannon is also here for Streamtail. Draco is just if I need a nuke button, and Earth Power for Bastiodon and or Everlarge. So So this is basically my wall breaker. Next up, Bestial Legion. I'm running the female form because of the higher special attack. This is basically here to deny Rio from hazard spinning. My hazard setter will come in a minute. This is also here as a soft check to walk in range, and is basically a secondary wall breaker because of the adaptability ability, and his moves are here for basically punching holes. Shadow Ball, he doesn't really have the best switch-ins. His only resistance is Wood Bonnet, which doesn't really appreciate Ice Beam, or after ATBA doesn't really appreciate Shadow Ball then as well. So this is basically a sponge to hits, come in, rip some of the team apart. The speed is here to outspeed max speed Wood Bonnet. What else? I should have probably go into more details with the other spec. I think I did already. Okay. So, next thing, Talonflame. Gale Wings, heavy duty boots. 4 Gale Wings priority Feather Dance. If this thing is at full in the bag, Gouge and Fire should never be able to sweep me. I switch Talonflame in after it potentially gets a kill. Click Feather Dance, lower its attack. Brave Bird, everything that is not resistant to it, like he doesn't really appreciate the Brave Bird switchings except for Bastional. Then I have Roost for longevity, and touch number 2, Sleep Talk in case of Venusaur, Sleep Powder, or Wood Bonnet Spore. With my investment, I'm outspeeding Streamtail at full speed, and the rest is all full in HP and defense to better take on Wood Bonnet and Gouge and Fire. So this Talonflame in combination with Slowking Galar is basically my defensive core, which also gets supported by Bestial Legion and by my next mon, Carbink. Carbink in this lead is a 2-pointer, so basically the lowest cost. It's also Terra available, which I put Terra Fairy on this week to have the best matchup against his team. I could have went with Terra Fighting and or Terra Water, but Terra Fairy has just the best defensive matchup against his team. This Carbink is my secondary Gouge and Fire check. With Iron Defense Body Press, it's also my Stealth Fox setter, and in case of like an emergency where Talonflame isn't run anymore, it is also a Lumbary Rest recovery set to also potentially absorb a Spore or Sleep Powder. In general, I think I have a good matchup. Oh, by the way, this Carbink is speed trapped for a 0 speed Wood Bonnet. This thing can't really touch Streamtail, but against Streamtail I always switch in Glowking. So yeah, this is the team. I think my plan is quite solid. I have switch-ins for everything that I need to switch into. I basically know what to click when, I know what to expect. In mock, my plans worked really as expected, so I think I should be on the safe side, except if it brings some really annoying sets that I'm not aware of. And that is my phone, okay. 1 second. Yeah, so in total I think this matchup is quite well in my favor, and I hope I can get the win, especially because Rio and I have a rivalry and I want to catch up on the wins that he has on me. Also, it's quite funny that like this is like the 3rd time or 4th time that in ATBA and or AML I have to face Rio week 1, but it's always quite fun and the games are really intense. See you when the game starts. And we found Rio. So this is basically now the lead matchup. Rio brings Sliverwing, Gouge and Fire, Torkoal, Walking Red, Put Bonnet and Streamtail. Uh, my game is on German, but I try to be a little bit funny with my namings of my mons based on his team. So I've named all my mons Ancient to indicate that also his team is full of ancient mons. As said, my lead is always gonna be Gloatin. I do see that his poison resistance is not coming, so no Sandy Shocks and no Pestrodon. I also see that after Put Bonnet terrestrializes into hopefully not a... I don't think... Does it start? Yeah, okay, Put Bonnet can terrestrialize into a dark type, but I expect Fairy, and if he's terrestrializing into a Fairy type, then my Shadow Balls are also free. As said, my lead will always be Cloaking, hopefully catch the Torkoal lead, get the Taunt off and deny hazards, and then be in a good spot with Chilly Reception afterwards. But he actually leads with a Slithering, and based on this lead, it makes sense that he doesn't lead Torkoal. Most of my mons in the lead matchup have a good matchup against Torkoal, like QRM, like Great Task, like Cloaking. So it makes sense. I'm thinking here, okay, I can take any hit from Slithering, except if he actually is the Madman and leads with a Choice Bandit set and tries to Earthquake me. Not trying to risk my Talonflame either turn 1, as it's most likely my MVP and my most important one to check Crouching Fire. I switch in Pest Legion, see what he clicks. If he clicked Earthquake and it would be a bandit set, I take rather the damage of Pest Legion than Talonflame. But he actually turns out to be a turn 1 U-turn set, and based on the damage, he's not Choice Bandit. So, fine for me. Pest Legion is now in, but this U-turn helps him bring in the Put Bonnet safely. My Pest Legion is EV'd to outspeed max speed Put Bonnet, so this is what I'm trying to do here and get out into a better matchup with Flip Turn. I could have switched in turn 1 Carving into the Slithering, but since he could have been Choice Bandit and could have clicked Earthquake, Carving was still a rock type as it was not terrestrialized, so that's not a good switch in, and this not being and Carving not being terrestrialized yet also means I can't really switch it into this Put Bonnet just yet. As I see through my matchups, if it clicks like Seed Bomb or something like that, like if it clicks a Dark Move or Spore, I should be fine, but if it clicks a Seed Bomb, then yeah, Put Bonnet basically takes out Carving for free. So I'm basically forced to to go into Talonflame early, which I would have liked to preserve for Crouching Fire. But I can still boost up, I hope, later in the game. He reveals to be a Trailblaze Put Bonnet set, which kind of caught me off guard. With this Trailblaze though, he is still slower than Talonflame. And now hoping that he terrestrializes and clicks Spore or Crunch or something like that, I go for Feather Dance. Also him predicting that I don't click U-turn, I think was quite a good play here, as I intend to click Feather Dance on the incoming Torkoal, which is not good. So yeah, his Torkoal is in. I have my Cloaking as a switch in, but since it's not the lead matchup or Torkoal didn't switch in on me, he is free to go for a Stealth Fox, which are annoying. Here I noticed that his team is lacking a poison resist, and instead of going into Chilly Reception turn out, I'd rather have some damage on one of his mons, especially since it would be a good amount of damage and the potential poison. And I'm not really that scared right now of anything. Like, the only thing that really threatens Glowking is Boot Bonnet, which doesn't switch in on this Sludge Bomb. So what he does, he actually switches in Walking Rage. He gets the special attack boost. Oh yeah, he doesn't get the special, he gets the speed boost. He has the Sludge Bomb, takes around 40. So I have a Walking Rage with a speed boost ahead of me in the sun with Hydro Steam, which should never be able to 2-hit KO me. So I'm just trying to click Sludge Bomb again, and then afterwards, after the second hit from this Walking Rage, I will Chilly Reception out. Thinking that he might anticipate the Chilly Reception, I was hoping that he would be like, I was fearing that he would be like a subset or something like that, to capitalize on the fact that he couldn't 2-hit KO me. But as it turns out, he is not something like a subset or a setup set or something like that that capitalizes on the fact that he can 2-shot me. He's actually going to be, let's see, as you might notice, this is post-commentary. He goes for the Hydro Stream in the sun with a special attack boosted, with a speed boosted Walking Rage. So it turns out this is a Specs Walking Rage. And now I can Chilly Reception out of here to get rid of the sun. And I'm also now struggling to figure something out to switch into this Walking Rage, as QM would have I would resist the Hydro Stream, but as he is Specs and also the Stealth Rods are up, QM, I think that I calculated here, would get 2-hit KO'd. So my only option that I have left to switch into is basically Bestial Legion, which resists the Hydro Stream, has an Assault Vest, and should be able to take at least 2. And I can start firing off some Shadow Balls that are adaptability boosted. So that's what I do, switch in the Bestial Legion on the next Hydro Stream. And let's see how much it does. Yeah, the Stealth Rods are really annoying. Here comes the Hydro Stream, and I cleanly take this. Turns out that Rio really played this game so far well. I'm always in the back foot. I was trying to be the one who has the momentum up start in turn 1, but he just did not let me have it. I had good predictions, I think, that I think were right calls. I had to scout for some sets, but he just capitalized on every one of those plays so far really well. So I need to find a way to get back into this game. Here he switches into Boot Bonnet on my expected Shadow Ball. I should have maybe clicked Ice Beam here, but he could have switched in like Slithering or something else. So Shadow Ball was basically the freest move. As we have seen, this Boot Bonnet got the attack boost in the sun, so now I'm forced to switch out. I could have flip turned. Actually, why didn't I flip turn here? I mean, it didn't matter. I would be faster. I would have been 3 damage. Even if it doubled, then I could have get the momentum. Okay, that's weird now in hindsight. Why didn't I flip turn here? Yeah, I don't remember. I think maybe I was trying to bluff something, but he knew already that I was Assault Vest. So yeah, I don't know what I did here. So here is the crunch. Attack boosted Boot Bonnet in the sun, and he gets the attack drop. So now my most needed check for Gouging Fire is weakened and has a defense drop, and I'm in the problematic spot. Those turns right now where sun is up and I wasn't able to basically get rid of it, his Ancient Paradox Mons just kinda put some holes into my team. Glow team at least recovered some health with his regenerator, but I need to find a way to boost up this Talonflame. And also try to get finally some hazards up, so that's why I'm deciding to switch in Carbon now, get up my stealth forts, and hopefully get some things going in my direction now. I don't expect him to actually grass move here on the Talonflames, so I think either Terrestrialize and Terra Blast or Trailblaze or something like that will come. He actually does reveal his Terra Fairy, which is like the most obvious Terra on his team against my team, I would say. So yeah, here he has the Crunch, doesn't really do much. Now the sun is down, so I'm free to click stealth forts and finally hopefully get some momentum on our hand, as his switching around with his offensive mons and Torkoal really put me in the back the whole game so far. The only thing I have trouble now is this Brute Bonnet, as now my basically section check in Great Task, as I outspeed it. He's now not weak to close combat anymore, and Earthquake needs like 2 hits to beat him, and he didn't reveal like all of his moves yet. Like he revealed Trailblaze, Crunch, and no Spore yet. So here I'm going to Terrestrialize into Carbon, hoping that he might Spore me or something like that, as he is revealed to be as faster set. He actually just went for a Terra Blast, which I take. And it looks like it can be a roll, as the first one did 99. And I'm now at 98. So, rocks are up, Carbon is out. Hoping for a low roll so I can rest up, and or trying to find something to get out of the situation. This Brute Bonnet is just like really annoying. My QM could have been a nice switch in. Hopefully not on a Terra Blast, but otherwise I could have just put in some holes with my specs. I actually decided to body press here just to set this thing off, get some damage, but he actually shows me he just didn't care for the roll here for the Terra Blast. He just wanted to get a clean 2-hit and go for the Trailblaze. So now my Carbon is quite low. I'm just trying to recover some health up. I don't really mind if this Brute Bonnet is actually trying to basically kill me with Trailblaze. He then reveals to have growth. So now I'm confused, but I know his full set: Trailblaze, Growth, Crunch, and Terra Blast Fairy. I reveal my Rest and Lumberry, so I'm full. But this thing is now really scary. He's at +1 speed and +1 speed and +1 attack, and I'm scared that this thing just gets out of hand with Terra Blast and Crunch. Which, looking at my team, basically covers everyone, neutrally at least. Like Crunch, Terra Blast, Crunch, Crunch, and Terra Blast. So basically this thing could beat me, and I'm forced to switch in now my Talonflame to hopefully Feather Dance it, as I'm still faster. Hopefully that he doesn't Crunch here, as he does for does go for Terra Blast, which I live. Now I feel like, okay, he has seen the Feather Dance. I need to boost here 100%, but I need to take a Crunch the turn after. So now I'm hoping, okay, I can boost here twice, Feather Dance him low, and hopefully get out of this matchup and manage to get this Brute Bonnet threat low or taken out. So here I boost, and he I don't know, maybe he misclicked or was hoping that this Terra Blast kills from this range, which is fair. Actually, we see this Terra Blast does 120 damage. So, seeing as that my boost would not help me survive a crunch, and we can take this game into the long variants, and he has actually the ways to growth stall my roost. I'm saying that okay, I need to set Talonflame. I don't have any other switch-ins. I need to make this Brute Bonnet as weak as possible so I have a chance with my other mons to take this down. And Talonflame is really needed for Crouching Fire, but I had no other way. And I'm now hoping that my Great Tusk alone can take on this Crouching Fire. Also hopefully cure him if he's like an attack boosted set and not like Scale Shot. Or maybe not like Dragon Dance, but that's very unlikely. So my whole way of dealing with Crouching Fire is now basically Carbage if it's against him, or Ancient Dust, basically Great Dust. So yeah, this is a problem. Rio plays this really well. I'm now checking if my Cure outspeeds him. Actually, after the Rocks and his Trailblaze, I'm not outspeeding him, but I can take a Terra Blast, hopefully like with 20, 25, 30%, and kill him with the Flash Cannon, hopefully finally. Finally, this thing is a threat, and he played it really well to take out my checks to Crouching Fire. So, thinking of what he might expect me to be like a potential staff set. That would all. I don't really think. Does a staff set actually beat Brute Bonnet? He actually didn't really reveal an item yet, so he still could be like especially defensive investment. I first was thinking Assault Vest, but that doesn't work with growth. So thinking that he might that I might be a staff set, he brings him his Dreamtail on my Specs Flash Cannon, which cleanly two-shots him. And as we see, his Dreamtail is a leftover set. So now thinking that, okay, Durham can two-shot this, I need to get out my Glowkin now, as this is the perfect check. His offensive moves don't really hurt Glowkin. His defensive moves like Wish and Protect and Thunder Wave can be stopped by Taunt, and I can Chili out to hopefully get some momentum back. Rocks are up on both sides, so his side with Crouching Fire and Torkoal actually are hurt by rocks more than me. Still they are annoying, but I can deal with them. So now I see, okay, his team still doesn't have a Sludge Bomb switch in. Now especially as his Brute Bonnet also can't really switch in freely against this Glowkin for potential Chili Reception or Taunt or something like that, or Foresight, not Foresight, what's its name? Future Sight? I'm free to click Sludge Bomb again and hopefully manage to Chili out once his Torkoal switches in. So yeah, he sees the Sludge Bomb, and now I'm thinking like, okay, what if, and this is not like a what if, but it's like a very likely scenario, his Slitherwing might be his check to this Glowkin. So I'm thinking like, okay, I can Future Sight here, as his Dreamtail is either Wish Protect stalling, or trying to get some information out of me. But with my Future Sight and a Sludge Bomb following after, or basically a Future Sight and a Chili Reception into a Wall Breaker, I can basically get a lot of momentum back now here. So as it turns out, he actually switches out his Dreamtail on his Torkoal, which is perfect for me. Like Torkoal not heavy duty boost takes 25, I click the future side, so whatever comes in the next 2 turns takes a massive hit. And as I'm faster than this Torkoal, I don't know if he actually speed tripped me, but I'm speed tripping him, speed tripping my Bolivar, so I'm definitely faster. I can Chili now out, get finally the momentum that I'm hoping to get since turn 1. Get the Chili reception out, deny him from his sun, and also deny him to Rapid Spin, as my dedicated switching to this Torkoal is always best to Legion, as it resists every fire move, blocks the solar beam as the sun is not up, and also blocks Rapid Spin, which he actually tried to click. So now I'm here, have a best to Legion with a free Shadow Ball and a future sight coming up next turn, and he is now forced to sack him on. And he does not have a Shadow Ball switching. So thinking of, okay, I know I did a kill here. It's now just a question, what does he set? It would be like easy to just set, I don't know, Bonnet or Walking Wait here, as the combined attacks of both take out 1/1 for sure. He goes into Sliverwing in this case, takes Rocks, takes Shadow Ball, which takes him around half, so it might have been like a more defensive variant, and also takes the future side, so Sliverwing taking 3 hits on the turn he comes in, just goes instantly down. My Snow is still up, but now he is more likely free to go into Torkoal and set up the sun again, which is fine for me, as Torkoal can't really hit Bestial Legion, and he takes more Stealth Rocks damage. So, okay, of course his sun is now up, but I am free to click Shadow Ball once again, as he has no switching, and punch a big hole into his defensive team. Turns out he is sacking. What is he sacking? I think he's switching into Boot Bonnet here. But yeah, now I finally got the momentum that I was hoping to get in this game. But what I should have done here is to go into Cloaking and deny him the sun, and hopefully chip his Torkoal now every time he tries to switch in with the Stealth Rocks and deny Rapid Spin. But now thinking that he might Rapid Spin on my switch out for Cloaking, I decided to stay in, click my adaptability boosted Shadow Ball on his team where he has no switching, and he actually tries to sack Boot Bonnet here. He actually lives, but as I know what his moves are in Trailblaze, Terra Blast, Crunch, and Growth, I know he has no Sucker Punch, and I'm free to go into the Shadow Ball move again. Here, once again, maybe it would have been better to, I don't know, not really switching Cloaking on a Crunch, but somehow trying to get the Snow momentum back in, as Sun is still up, and Sun is really annoying. And now he switches in Gouge and Fire. He takes no damage from the Stealth Rocks, as he is clearly heavy duty boots, and as I have noticed that, and also during the game, based on the non-heavy duty boots damage, I was just writing down that he has heavy duty boots and actually did not see what stat was boosted by his photosynthesis. Turns out it was attack, and he is now trying to Dragon Dance, which is really threatening as I don't have Talonflame anymore. I'm just trying to get like a 2-hit KO here to deny a second Dragon Dance, but turns out Shadow Ball with my 108, I think, special attack investment does not 2-hit KO him. So yeah, I'm going for another one here as I'm hoping that he has Flare Blitz or something like that. Or maybe can touch Carbine, so I can maybe get him low enough. Yeah. To get him low enough to basically revenge him. I was checking at Sun turns, and it actually turns out now that his Torkoal is Heat Rock, which is an interesting bring, honestly, as Heat Rock against a Chili Reception Gloatin, but good web on his part. I wouldn't have called that move. I was more thinking like rapid, heavy duty boots or something like that on the Torkoal. Turns out he has Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance, so I was thinking, okay, his most likely fire move is Heat Rash for the match damage, but he could have also have Flare Blitz. I am switching in Great Tusk to hopefully take this incoming Heat Rash and or Dragon Claw and get my kill with Earthquake. Turns out this Gouging Fire actually runs Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, and for his fire move that he tries to hit me now with, what do you think? Heat Rash or Flare Blitz? It's Flare Blitz. So +1 booster energy, attack booster, Gouging Fire in the sun, cleanly outcoast Great Tusk here. I was not expecting that to kill, and now I am in a pickle, as my only left check to this mon is Carbine. With the Flare Blitz recoil, I doubt I will live with Flare Blitz, but with the Flare Blitz recoil, I hope that the Body Press kills him. Flare Blitz and his recoil and the Body Press should be like my main way to dealing with this. And then I have my Gloatin in the back to check everything else on his team. Turns out he's also Heat Rash, so he's Heat Rash, Flare Blitz, Gouging Fire. Heat Rash does not have recoil damage, so now this Gouging Fire is basically running through my team, in the sun, at +1, because he has double fire coverage, which I did not expect. So his Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Fire, Flare Blitz and Heat Rash basically sweeps me now. And this is what I get for taking over a team the season prior that had Gouging Fire and ended up dropping it for Garchomp. Everyone was thinking like, oh, Gouging Fire is really strong, it's like one of the best mons, and I was just not feeling it. And here's again the confirmation that it's a Heat Rock. I was really misclicking here and trying to surrender, but now, of course, I will play this game to the end. GG to Rio. Gouging Fire is a threat, especially in the Sun team. He had the better plays in this game. He had the better prep. Although I think I had some good prep, and the game ends in a 4-0. But looking at his mons, they are all, I think, at least half health, if not lower. So the score maybe doesn't reflect that, and yeah, I mean, I'm not sad, I was just surprised on his set, and GG to him, hopefully see you in players. And I think in this game, with me having Great Tusk and him having all these Paradox ancient mons, we finally figured out what is the best and strongest Paradox Pokémon from the ancient times. It's Gouging Fire. GG, and hopefully see you guys again in my week 2 game, when I still managed to figure out how to record like this time.